Okay, so plotting points. First of all, start off with import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a list of x values. So the x list, which is what's going to be a list of x values, is going to contain, and at the moment it's empty. Let's put 1 and then put 2, and there's order to that. So the x is composed of 1, and then it is composed of 2. Now we have y list as well. So we do y list is equal to, and let's do the same thing. Let's put 1 and then 2. And so with these lists, let's do a couple of things with them. Let's do plt.plot x list, and I'll describe that in more detail in a moment. And don't forget, and we also want to plot the y list, and then we also want to do plt.showIt, show it off to us. So let's look at this in a bit more detail. So that is to say, let's check this out here and just describe this in terms of what on earth is going on. So we have matplotlib. This is a library of all the things that you can do in terms of plotting. That's a very oversimplified way of describing it, but it will do for getting the structure for now. But rather than having to consistently use this elaborate phrase, I'm just going to use the phrase plt here. So anytime I use the phrase plt going forward, I'm referring to this elaborate library of things that allow me to plot. So you can see I use plt here and here. And what am I asking for? In terms of that library, I'm asking for the capacity to plot. I'd be like, please may I plot, please may I show my plot. And particularly in terms of please may I plot, I want it to plot, and it does this in order, so be mindful of this. It will do the first x list. So x list, it's like, ooh, x list, it will plot that. And then it will also plot the first y list, which is this one. Ooh, let's plot that y list. And then from there, it will be like, okay, that's one plot. What else must be plotted? So it will go to the next section of the list, and it will go, in the second round, it would say, ooh, X list, let's plot the second one. And ooh, Y list, let's plot this one here. And so that will be plotted, and then we will be able to see this. So hopefully that's an overview of the structure that's happening there. If I run it, give it a while. There it is, and I open this up, you can see that it's decided to plot on x equals 1, and on y, and on y equals 1. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to also just show you this with a little bit more detail as well. So here, what I'm going to do is describe the coordinates just for a moment. So you can see that at x, you have x1 here. Let's make that a little bit smaller. The arrowhead is somewhat aggressive in its size. So there we go. You can see x equals 1, and if you move to the side, you can see it's y equals 1 as well. So that was the 1, 1. And then over here, you can see x equals 2. The x list second number I put as 2, and the y list value is also 2 there. So that's what's happening with that. So 1, 1 and 2, 2. So that is to say, therefore, that you can quickly view these coordinates by instead of having to think too deeply, you can consider it simply as, let's say, let's utilize this interesting shape here. Coordinate 1 is 1, 1. Coordinate 2 is 2, 2. And so let's illustrate that back here. Let's say I want the coordinate 1 to be 0, 0, 3. So that's x equals 0, y equals 3. And then the second one, I want x equals, let's say 6, y equals minus, just pick something that's going to be nice and visual, minus 10. And so let's stop this, let's run this, and again give it a moment. Here we are, and you can see, if we come back to our analysis screen, you can see that what's happened here, if I zoom in a little bit, is my original coordinate on the x was 0, seems to manifest that. Let's make this a little bit more visible. So on the x it was 0, and then it gave us a y value, and if you look back at it, the y list should be 3. Now it's a bit strange because it's not very clear, and we can talk about labeling your y-axis a little bit better, but you can see that this is 0 to minus 5, and this is 0 to about 5. So over here is actually 3. So that actually turned out quite right. So 0, 3. And then here we've got 6. So we're here with 6. And if I go all the way down, you can probably believe that that is the -10. So if you can see, therefore, 6 minus 10, 0, 3, that is how you do basic plots by way of Python on Replit in particular. Let me know if there are any additional questions with regards to this in comments. Otherwise, take care. I shall see you for the next video.